Hello, welcome to MoreBikes.co.uk. This is one of our product reviews and you're very welcome to it. We're talking today about the Shoei X-Spirit III, the new helmet, top of the range from Japanese helmet manufacturer Shoei. It replaces, as you might expect, the Spirit II. In America this is called the X14, it replaced the X13. Co-designed by, amongst others, Marc Marquez, the former MotoGP world champion. This helmet is the top of the pile for Shoei. Costs around £549 for a plain colour, of which you can get matte black, black, white, I think there's a red in there as well. £649 for a race replica, amongst which of course is Marc Marquez. So what's new about this helmet? Well, all sorts of things really. Start with the outer. It has 4 shell sizes so that Shoei can find what it calls the optimum helmet fit for you. The sizes go from extra small to extra large on the interior, so pretty much standard. You'll soon find your helmet, ideal helmet size. But other than that, this is an entirely new helmet. The first thing you'll notice is the shape. It's got this lovely pointy back to it here. This is my helmet that I've been using, and this sort of thing to me always comes across as a bit of a gimmick. You know, why do you need this? And I never really fully buy into them. But this time, for the first time ever, I tell you, it works. The idea of this is these are 2 fins. You can see these on the back. You can change these fins for smaller versions of the fins. And the idea being with the fins is that that basically helps stabilise your head. So if you imagine you're tucked in and the wind is whipping around the helmet, and it basically stops the helmet from wobbling. Which, if you've been really fast on the bike, you'll know it can happen. You can get a slight helmet wobble. Well, the fins try and negate that, and they actually work. I've been up to about 180 mile an hour on this bike, on this helmet, and it's good. It's really stable. You notice it as well at motorway speed. There seems less buffeting. Everything just seems more stable. You don't really realise how good it is until you switch to another helmet without them, and then you just back to that familiar sort of head bobble. Doesn't happen in the Shoei Spirit III. You can change the size of these fins to smaller fins, the idea being that if you're out on track or somewhere where you feel you want to turn your head more at high speeds, so it's a really twisty track and you want to turn your head more, then you'd change these over to the smaller fins. You just change them with screws in the back here. I haven't tried the smaller fins yet. I'm very happy with the fins that come as standard on this helmet. The venting system is all new as well. The air intakes are across the, let's close the visor so you can see. So you've got brow intakes there, you've got a double chin intake here. You've got this one that folds at the bottom and then the one that's just above it. Can be a little fiddly to operate. That's my only sort of niggle with this really. Could do with a bit more of a lip on the vents. But other than that, they work exceptionally well. For the first time as well on the Shoei, the air that comes in to the chin vent here gets channeled through the chin bar effectively and into the cheek pads. So the air comes in and circulates around here, around this area, and on hot days and hot rides it makes a real difference. You can actually feel the cooling effect as it's going around your cheeks and bottom of your ears really. It works exceptionally well. The brow vents work very well as you would expect. You open and close them with just the top vent there. Again, not much, if I can show you that, there's not much on the way of ridge to get your finger on, so just another niggle really about this helmet, but they are niggles. This is an amazing lid. It all vents out the back, comes out of these vents here in the contrasting metal colour. Works very well indeed. In fact, you're going to get bored of me saying how much everything works very well on this helmet, but it really does. If we look at another innovation on the Shoei Spirit III, it's these turbulators. You can see the ridges on the side of the visor. The ridges are there on the side of the visor. And the idea behind the ridges is it's a new way of thinking really. We've seen this on Schuberths before. Schuberth helmets have run something similar. The idea being that rather than having the air smooth as it passes over the very edges of the visor, the turbulators disturb it into vortices. Well, once you do that, the idea is that you reduce the amount of wind noise. This helmet is quiet. I still ride with earplugs, and to be honest with you, I always will. A habit I've got into just to protect my hearing. So I wear the soft foam earplugs. But the helmet does seem quite quiet. I run this with an intercom with a Sena 10U from America, and I can hear that very clearly, largely down to the position of the ear dents inside. We'll get to those in a moment. But this helmet does seem quiet in comparison with others. Don't have a decibel measuring unit for this, but in comparison to like Shark or Arai, it seems quieter to me as I'm riding along in everyday life. So what else can I tell you about this helmet? The weight, 1465 grams. The visor, really large, very clear, nice to operate. Also, this is new. It's a latch visor where you can push it up here and it will hold the visor open slightly to help it clear, or you can lock it in position by clicking it back down. Very easy to operate with the thumb as you're going along, no problem with that at all. The visor mechanism is the familiar ratchet system, holds it all in place. Never feel like it's in between ratchets. There's plenty of movement in there to get it exactly where you want it as you're riding along. The visor changing mechanism is the standard Shoei CWR fitment in here. So what you do is you move the visor up and down into the right position, and you basically pull that forward and the visor just lifts out. So this is the carbon plate it sits on here, and you just move that forward like that. You see the arm rocks and then the visor just lifts out. So to get the visor back in, you rock the arm forward, locate the male parts into the female, let that drop back, and then just push the visor down and it's seated. As you can see, it's nice and elegant on the side, not much sticks out in way of bodywork or anything like that. You can change visors in a couple of seconds. Big innovation on this helmet, the Shoei Spirit III, is that you can change the rotation of it on your head by 4 degrees. So essentially what that means is that if you want to spend a lot of time tucked in on a bike, you can actually rotate the shell shape 4 degrees, and that gives you more visibility. So rather than looking through the little the letterbox there that you normally do when you're tucked in, you have a bit more to look at because it rotates 4 degrees. 4 degrees might not sound like a lot. In reality, it feels a lot, and you do get to see a lot more, especially when you're tucked in on the bike. How they do this is, I'm not going to bother taking the interior out. You all know how to take an interior out of the helmet. But the poppers, you pull out and then you push back in, pull out and push back in when you're taking the lining out to wash or something. The poppers can be resighted 4mm in different directions, and that gives you a 4-degree rotation around your head. So if it was like this, it would rotate 4 degrees that way as you were tucked in. That's the legacy of this being designed as a track helmet, and going to guys like Marquez, and a lot of British superbike guys have also had some input into this, World Superbikes too. So having it tested and developed on track has meant that a lot of it's very track friendly. Just going back to the point, it's a double D-ring, by the way. Just in case you're wondering, no seatbelts type adjusters here. It's a standard double D-ring. The ear pockets here are fantastic, the best I've used. Like I say, I've got a Sena intercom, and the Velcro just fits on the back. So you remove the cover, the lining cover, and then that goes on, and it sits just level with your ears. It's absolutely perfect, very comfortable. I don't know the intercom interphone system is in the helmet. Very comfortable indeed. Fitment wise, if you're going to fit an intercom to this, it is fiddly, probably a bit more fiddly than other helmets, but then you are buying a track helmet, not a touring helmet, so you've kind of got to expect that. 2 other things I do like in particular with this helmet is the nose guard. The nose guard there obviously comes as standard. You just push that in, and I find the nose guard is very comfortable. Doesn't press on the nose, just keeps you masked away. Very useful on cold mornings, or cold days, or any time it's cold. And you've also got the chin skirt. The chin skirt, something we've seen on Shoei's for a long time. If you've not used one before, the chin skirt, basically you push it in yourself once you've got the helmet, and then you just get used to putting the helmet on, and you just pull the chin skirt. If it doesn't seat automatically, you just pull it just under your chin, and it sits just under here. That's about as far as it goes, and that helps deaden the sound as well around the bottom of the helmet. You get some sort of idea. If I show you the bottom of the helmet, you get some sort of idea of how small opening is. Everything else sort of pushes round, and the chin skirt sort of comes up as well underneath, and that keeps it quiet whilst you're riding. Overall, it's fantastic. Like I say, 1465 is the weight. £549, well, £550, 650 for the colours. It might seem like a lot, but this helmet is exceptionally good. From the very first time I rode with it, I thought it was a really nice fit, and as the hundreds of miles have gone on, it's just got better and better. It doesn't look like stopping in its development and its progression in that respect. I've done about 2,000 miles on this helmet at the moment, and for me it's one of my new favourites. It's a lot of money. 550 quid of anyone's cash is a lot to ask, but in this case I do believe you get what you pay for. It's a very, very good helmet indeed, the Shoei X-Spirit III. We'll put some specs underneath this video, and you can check out more about its development and its design and some of its history. We've got the launch videos and things on MoreBikes.co.uk. Thanks for staying with us. Stay tuned for plenty more product information on MoreBikes.co.uk.